Hello, Stitchers. It's Nicole. Welcome back to Stitching with Nicole. It is Monday, January 20th, 2025. Welcome back to my Stitching with Nicole weekly update on all things stitching related. I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. I'm trying to stay warm here in very, very cold Kansas. We are under a cold warning for tonight where the wind chill could be 22-30 below. That's not normal for us. So for everyone who that's normal for, you have my sympathy. Because I'm feeling a little sorry for myself, not gonna lie. So trying to stay warm here in Kansas. I am back to talk about everything that I worked on this past week. And I am naming this episode Snow Stitching because, as you're going to see, I really focused on kind of rounding out, I guess, if you will, some of my snow stitching before we make that transition to Valentine's stitching here, because as I said, it's January 20th. I don't know how that happened. All my Christmas is down. Okay, that's a lie. All my Christmas is in the basement. You know, that basement you might have saw during Vlogmas. Yeah. It's all down there. And the reason we just kind of put it all down in the basement for now, one, I don't have anything coming up where I do have a storage room down there, so it's going to live down there anyway. But one is that I am going to go through all of my stuff. I've been in a huge de-stash. I think a lot of us get that way during January anyway, you know, new year, kind of purge the old, etc. But I've been on a very let's get rid of stuff kind of mood. And I know there was some stuff I did not put out. There was some stuff that I immediately put in boxes and, gave away, whatever. Well, there's more. I know there's more. And I thought, now that I'm putting things away in preparation for this year's Christmas season, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of purge and de-stash that stuff now. So it's down there ready for this coming weekend. That is on the agenda for me for this weekend. But this past weekend, and yes, this is I hate to say I'm late getting this video up, but I do try to do it, have it ready for you on Sundays. And Saturday kind of came and went, and I was in my sewing, quilting mode, stitching, all of the things. I thought, I'll do it Sunday morning. Well, I didn't want to. Just be honest, I did not want to film a video. I kept thinking all day, okay, now I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it after lunch. I'll do it now, whatever. No. So I just thought, as the afternoon progressed, I thought, you know what, I'll just do it on Monday. It's fine. And so, I kind of took the weekend off to craft. And that gives me content for the video, so that is great. So that is kind of what we're going to cover today. I have some quilting stuff, I have some stitching stuff, I have some blessing sampler update. I want to welcome everyone for joining me for another video. I am so glad you are here, and I do want to reintroduce myself to all of those who might be new viewers, especially from Vlogmas. My name is Nichol Spohr, and I live in Kansas, lifelong Kansas resident actually. And I have 3 kids. They're all adults now, or legally adults now. So I have 2 boys. My oldest is a boy and my youngest is a boy, and my daughter is in between. I have been a crafter my entire entire life. You might notice if you watch me for stitching and quilting and all of that good stuff that I have a lot of other content here on my channel, and that is because my channel encompasses everything that I do crafting related, and that is because I am a full-time paper crafting content creator, and I have been in the industry in some form or fashion for 20 some years. I started out as a scrapbooker, huge scrapbooker, did all of the scrapbooking things. You guys might remember creating Keepsakes magazine back in the day. I was a Hall of Fame winner one year. It's been a long, long time ago, before my youngest was even born, but they used to have that competition, I guess. I don't know what we want to call it, every year, and so I loved scrapbooking. I did that for years and years, and you know, the world has kind of changed a little bit, if you will. I don't not like scrapbooking, but I don't want to do it for sharing, and especially as I have older children now who would prefer not to be the focus of my pages, and of course they are. Your family is the focus of your pages. So I made a transition. I want to say it started 12 to 13 years ago. I would do dual. I would do paper crafting. It's all paper crafting, card making, and scrapbooking, and then I just kind of slowly transitioned to card making only, but I also do some paper crafting projects too, things that I just love to make, like home decor-ish type of projects. So that's the other things you see here on my channel. Now, I do have a line of product with Spellbinders. They are a die cut primarily company, but they do have other products as well. And it's been a few years. I have several collections with them. They were paper cutting dies, and then I do have a line of felt stitching dies. So that really pairs beautifully my love of paper crafting with my love of stitching, because those dies work in a die cut machine, and then you can cut felt with those dies and stitch the felt pieces together. You guys might see some of those here on my channel, and you will be seeing more. I do want to let you guys know that I do have a series coming here on my channel that is going to be all about felt stitching. It will encompass what you need to do the felt stitching with the dies, the products I enjoy using, the kinds of felt, the kinds of needles, how many strands of floss I use, all of the things. That is coming to my channel, and I will have monthly videos focusing on felt stitching, so stay tuned for that. I also am a self-taught quilter. I taught myself, I want to say about 15, 16, maybe even longer years ago. I felt a real draw to quilt. I just love fabric. I always have loved fabric and textiles and notions, all of those things, pardon me. My grandmother on my mom's side, my mom's mom, she was an amazing seamstress. She sewed a lot of my clothes when I was little, all my dresses, like my dress for confirmation. She sewed that. I know she sewed all my dresses when I was little too, but she also made one of my like formal dresses when we graduated from 8th grade to high school. She made that dress for me. So she was an amazing seamstress. She didn't quilt per se, but I just remember hours sitting, playing in her button box, watching her sew in the evenings. We spent a summer with them every year. And I just have a lot of fond memories of her. And every time I sit down to sew, I think of her. She's been gone for a few years now. But she would be thrilled, because sewing was her therapy. She would sit down every evening. I know my mom's told this story that, after the dishes were done in the evening, she would sit down to sew for a little bit. If she had handwork to do, or she sat at her sewing machine, that was what she did for relaxation. So I just find it funny that it's come full circle. My mom is a cross stitcher and taught me to stitch when I was really young. I stitched a lot early on, after high school and college, and then I didn't really stitch during that time. And then as a young adult, I did stitch a little bit. I stitched my parents a piece for their wall. It was like a kit that I'd purchased probably from Walmart or Hobby. Did we have Hobby Lobby then? We might have had Hobby Lobby in the town that I lived in. I don't remember. But it was a kit. I stitched it for them for Christmas, gave it to them, etc. And then I stitched a few things for myself, but not a lot. I mean, just little things here and there. And I very much thought that I had to be a monogamous stitcher, and that if I didn't finish something, that I couldn't move on to something else. And I think that really derailed my stitching journey. And then, of course, I had kids. And I was very, very much into scrapbooking. So I've always been a huge crafter. Always. Well, it's been quite a few years ago now. I felt the pull to stitch again. Paper crafting is fun and great, but it does require to be in a different space, really, than what my family was in for the most part. I've always had a separate craft room space or room somewhere in my house. For a while it was in the basement. That wasn't conducive to family time. And then it was in an upstairs room that was lovely, but that also was not conducive to family time, which, you know, when it's your job and that was my job hours, that's fine. But I found myself wanting to do it in the evening or needing to do some stuff in the evening. And so I felt this draw several years ago to come back to stitching so that I could be in the room with my kids and, you know, be there, be in the moment, but also I don't do well just sitting and watching a movie or TV and not doing something with my hands. And so it was a natural progression for me to come back to stitching. And I picked up this wonderful flag piece that I almost had finished, and I finished stitching it. It was on Ada, and then I fell down the rabbit hole of Flosstube, especially from Fat Quarter Shop. Fat Quarter Shop was kind of my gateway drug, I guess, if you will, back into the world of cross stitch. And I did some stitch-alongs with Fat Quarter Shop, and just really fell in love with it again. And I feel like I've hit my stride and what I love and what I like. And I am just so, so happy to be part of this community. So with that being said, I have some quilting, some stitching, some updates, some FFO'S, things I started and finished last week that I want to share with you and talk a little bit about. I have progress on my blessing sampler that I want to talk about, and a little bit of Enable Vision plus giveaway winners and a giveaway for today. So stay tuned and let's dive in to today's episode. Let's start with some FFO'S. I'm going to show them front facing and then I'll show them to you from the down camera version as well. But I, last year, well, at the end of 2023, going into 2024, had a stitch along featuring Snow Magical, and I will link to that playlist here and in the description below. This was a With Thy Needle and Thread new design at the end of 2023. So we did a stitch along. This is finished on the freeze frame from Chantal's 141 design, and I love it. I had it out during the holidays. I also decided that to me, this is a very wintry, perfect January stitch to transition into Valentine's. So this piece has stayed out. I felt like after I cleaned off my mantle and kind of rearranged, he needed some friends. And I had thought about doing this when I stitched Oh Christmas Tree. You know, the snowman. I also had shared that at the end of Vlogmas. It's a With Thy Needle and Thread chart. I probably have it here that I can show you. So it's this chart here. And I've had a lot of questions about this. It was a 2010 chart. It's very old. It's like 15 years old now. So this is not brand new. And you can get it on Brenda Gervais' website. I know she's closed right now. At least I think she's still closed at the time of filming this video. I did not go check. But just keep watching, and when she reopens, that is something you can order from her. Well, I stitched it. I stitched it as is. I guess I should show it again. I stitched it. I had candy canes in it, all of the thing. It very Christmassy. Very Christmassy, little red house here. And I thought to myself, what if I change the colors to blues to match our cute little Snow Magical guy? Wouldn't that be fun? And what if I kind of changed the decor in the pocket of Oh Christmas Tree, and he can have a friend? So I did. I stitched, finished, FFO'd all the things this week. Here is my new little Oh Christmas Tree pocket. You can see that I changed, everything about this is the same as the previous video, but I did change the color of the house to 2 overdyes. One is Classic Colorworks and one is Color and Cotton. I will put those on the screen, and I will also put them down below if you're interested, but I wanted something that tied into this. Now, I was going to use Really Tealy, which is the color for this, and I even stitched part of this in Really Tealy, say that 5 times fast, but I didn't love it. It was a little too bright for this, but I think that these go together beautifully regardless. So I stitched him. I put some little sprigs. I need to see if I can find some more of these flocked ones, because I really do like those, but I had these at home. I took the leaves off of them and just put these little sprigs in here. And then these are little felt palms that I actually put on floral wire and stuck into the pocket so we'd have little snowballs coming out of the pocket. I get these from Binsey Design. I'll link these down below as well. And then this is a little felt snowflake that I stitched from Pashta Design. I wanted something to tuck in here, and I didn't want it to be the same kind of snowflake that I tucked into the original, so I did that. But otherwise, it's all the same. I finished the back just like I did the Christmas one, but I did put 2025 because I stitched him in 2025. And I gave him this wonderful blue plaid scarf. It's just torn fabric. I love it. But I do want to talk about that, and I'll show it in the down camera. I used the Instant Antique that I used to color the linen and the fabric. This is flax linen, and it's before you stitch the snowflakes. If you watch my other video, you stitch everything but the snowflakes. You spray it, you dry it in the oven, and then you stitch the snowflakes so that they really pop. And then you also spray your muslin fabric or whatever you're using for your snowman itself. I used the same little buttons and carrot nose from Just Another Button Company to finish him, but I just think he's so cute, and he's the perfect companion to Snow Magical. On my mantle, so cute. Well, that's not all. I knew in my stash, I actually have 2 other I have another pocket, yes, but it's not Christmas or winter related, and you will see that soon. But I also had another snowman, a dimensional snowman, that took no time at all to stitch. And I thought, why did I not stitch this during Christmas? He needs a friend. So this is a 2009 chart from Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread called Woodland Frosty. Woodland Frosty is the perfect little cutie pie companion to Oh Christmas Tree. Here they are together. You stitch his face, which I love. And then there's some reindeer and a tree in the center. You will notice, I do want to show you this. The chart is charted where there's like 3 legs showing. I'm sure it's supposed to be that they're offset. I stitched it and I just couldn't. It just looked wrong to me. So I did take that 3rd leg out in the middle of this. And then instead of using the wool, I actually used some Lady Dot chenille for the scarf on my snowman because, again, it ties in beautifully with this whole little vignette. So here's kind of all those pieces. And again, I'll show those in the down camera for a little bit better view. But what I love is this guy. I can take this off and put a red scarf on, and he can be an accessory for the Christmas version of Oh Christmas Tree next year. So that is super easy, and it doesn't matter. I did put a felt heart on the back to cover up where I cut him open, but you're not really going to see that, and that's totally fine with me. I mean, I stitched him thinking I was going to use him for my winter decor, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I can just switch out the scarf so easily. So super, super cute. I do want to mention, For him, he actually will sit up, even though he's not really intended to be a well, yes, he is a stand-up, but not necessarily made with a flat bottom is what I should say. But I put walnut shells in the bottom. I stuffed all the top part of him with wool roving like I like. And again, I'll link that down below because I just love the wool roving so much. But then I did put ground walnut shells in the bottom, and then I just kept stuffing and stuffing and stuffing and stuffing, and he will sit up, which is so cute and fun. So these are my FFOs for the week. I absolutely love how they both turned out. So I want to show the scarf difference. And the reason I want to show this is I do think that the antiquing spray makes a huge difference in the finish. Okay, so this is the Riley Blake fabric that I used. I tore a strip and I antiqued it and dried it just like I did the rest. So see how it's so aqua and white? It's beautiful. But I didn't feel like that really bright aqua matched the primitive look of my snowman very well. So I just aged it a little bit, and I love that so much. And then I made sure and used an ivory color felt instead of white. And then I used kind of more ivory-ish colored felt balls instead of white as well. I think these are called white, but honestly, I think they have enough of that little primitive look to them. So those are the things I used for that. And then I do want to share for our cute little guy here. This is the Lady Dot Chenille, and it is in color Polar Ice. And I probably could have antiqued it as well, but I did not. I did antique the linen I stitched on. It's 32 count flax by Zweigart. And I did antique the muslin or the fabric. And I will link this fabric and the flax linen that I used down in the description below. Really, really cute. And here, look how cute. I will pop in a photo of what these look like on my mantle as well. So I'll probably put that had been in the beginning of the video, but maybe I'll even pop it in here just to show you how it looks decorated. I love it so much. And it really made me happy to be able to do some winter stitching because I've been working on my blessing sampler so much this month. So you guys might know that I absolutely love the Fig Tree Quilts quilted star pattern. I have done the Christmas version. Well, I did it in 2023. I did the Halloween version in 2024. I did another Christmas version in 2024. And I had purchased a little mini charm pack from Primitive Gatherings, the little snowman line from that, which is actually called, let me look on the selvage so that I tell you the right thing. Well, maybe it doesn't say. Or it doesn't say on that. I love when I have to look through all of my selvages here to see. Snowman Gatherings, that is what it's called. If you are able to pick up any of the Snowman Gatherings line, it is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So I had got a couple of mini charm packs with the intention of making some blue and ivory quilted stars to tuck into my dough bowl. I've only got one all the way finished. I actually sewed all of the little patchwork together over the weekend, but I only finished one before I got sucked into some TV and just mindless stitching time. Plus, just full disclosure, I started working out again, and I've been so tired. My body was sore. I was on the heating pad. Oh, all of the things. So, anyhow, So I only got one all the way done, but I want to show it to you here. So this is one of those stars, and look how cute. This isn't what I'm putting with it, but it looks adorable. I love the little snowmen in it, and I will again show you how I have that styled, but I'm making two more. Now the colors in this line, and I'm gonna just flip my camera like this. The colors in this line are obviously light blue, navy blue, and that creamy white. So this is kind of just an assortment of those colors for this star. I put a little button in the center. I did some easy straight line quilting, etc. Then I bought two of these mini charm packs. I went ahead and I want to show you because I'm going to quilt these up this evening and make the rest of my stars. But there is a little bit of waste in these, so let's just talk about this one first. See how there's like this big chunk of white? There's this big chunk of white because, I wonder if my star template, yeah, here it is. Should go like this, and I should be able to avoid any of the navy is going to just pick up in what's going to be in the seam allowance. But I'm going to have mostly this creamy white color of star with this one. And then this one, I avoided all of the low volume prints, and we're just doing navies and the light blue color. So that one is what this star will look like. So I'm going to have a trio of these stars. I don't have that many little mini squares left, but I love that. I was able to use up a lot of these, and I think having 3 of these to tuck into my displays for January is awesome. So that is one of my quilty projects that I wanted to share with you guys today. And before we move on to my quilt, I did want to show that I did take a coordinating print from the the Snowman Gatherings line, rather, to put on the back. And I have a couple of different. I bought some yardage in a couple of the other colorways as well. Just some nice neutrals. So we have this really pretty blue, and then we kind of have some beigey ones. I'll probably use this for the white one or even the plaid, but I'm going to use the blue one for the more blue color. And these are all basic enough that I like these for my stash just to use for other things as well. I bet it has been a couple of years now, but is it? I can't remember when I got this quilted. I pieced this. This was a stitch along. I want to say in January of 2023. I think you can purchase the pattern now. I am popping up a photo of it here on the screen for you to see because I forgot the name of it. It'll be here on the screen too. But this has literally, I have moved it from pile to pile, intending to put the binding on, and I don't know why I avoid the binding like the plague. I have another one that I need to put binding on that's more of a patriotic type quilt, a beachy patriotic. So mad at myself. Just put the binding on. Well, I want this quilt. I wanted it last year for the winter month before we roll into Valentine's quilts, but I didn't do it. So on Saturday, I made my binding. Made lots of binding, actually. I have probably enough for 2 of these quilts. I made my binding. I sewed it on. I sewed on the binding. I do machine. I attach my binding with machine. I know some people don't like to do that. I personally, I am like, it just needs to get done. So it's done. And I'm very happy with it. But this is my fig tree quilt. And it's beautiful and huge, but it was a really fun stitch along a couple years ago. And it's got, well, I'm going to hold up part of it. So here's some nice snowflakes. I will also have photos, better photos of it at the beginning of the video. But here are the trees. And it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And here, I'll show the bottom of the quilt too. Ta-da! So she's big, real big. But oh my gosh, I love it. Perfect to snuggle up under while it's going to be so cold while I'm doing my evening stitching. And it's beautiful. I just pulled mostly the low volumes are all scraps that I had in my stash. And then I did buy the background of this, which I can't remember what it was. It was a woven of some sort that I love. And then I do have a beautiful just cream and natural floral backing on the back that is fig tree. I think it's either fig tree or this one maybe. I thought it was fig tree. I don't think it's Camille Ross Kelly. I'm pretty sure it's fig tree. Sometimes the florals look the same, but this looks like a fig tree backing. Anyway, so I love it. I'm so happy to have this one done. I'll have links down below if you're interested at all. You can always go back and create this. It is just snowing like the dickens outside. I totally lied to Ethan, by the way, and told him I didn't think it would snow anymore. I said, oh, I think it's too cold to snow. Oh, he's going to be like, Mom, you lie. I did lie. Anyway, so this was my big quilt finish. I do have, it's this really pretty blue-white stripe. I am a stripy binding kind of girl. I almost always reach for a stripe, whether it's a tone-on-tone stripe or a white and color stripe. I love a stripe for a binding. To me, it just is the perfect little finishing touch. And this is so nice and subtle. And it just frames up the quilt so beautifully. So this was my big quilty, like FFO finish. I know it was mostly finished. Caitlin of Knot and Thread quilted this for me. I love her, and that's who I used to quilt most of my quilts. Well, she's quilted everything for me in recent times. So I love it. I send it off to her. She usually helps me pick a pattern. I know the ones I like, but I often ask her for her advice. What do you think looks good with this pattern, etc. And I do have some lofty quilty goals this year, and it's mostly to finish up some things that I have going and get those off and to her for quilting so that I can get the binding on and enjoy, so I don't feel bad about starting some of the new things that I want to start. So again, this is my beautiful quilt that is finally all done and I can snuggle up with during these cold winter evenings. Let's talk about whips. I only worked on 2 whips this week, and I had really hoped to have a finish on Dancer, but no. Because I got sidetracked with stitching my snowmen, which is totally fine. I'm still going for a goal of having Dancer and my Blessing Sampler finished by the end of the month. Let's show the Barbara Anna Dancer stitch. This was in the 2021 edition of the Christmas Winter Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. That's where I printed mine out from. You can purchase this chart, and he is beautiful. I think he's just so good. His face is done. I had to get his face done. I did make wonderful progress on him. So I stitched his sweater, the collar of his sweater. I love it. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see the detail. I used an overdyed and a DMC, and I am so glad I did. I just love it. I do want to talk about how I stitched the neck of his sweater, because I was intentional with it because I was using an overdyed. For the overdyed, and even for the DMC, even though that didn't matter so much, but I did the overdyed first. That's the majority of the design. That's this part here and the vertical. For the neck, I stitched vertical rows of the color because I really wanted to keep the definition of the design, and I thought that would totally help. So I stitch, and I do cross one at a time with overdyed. And in this case, I did it with the DMC as well because that's just how it worked. But with the overdyed, 1 stitch at a time, and I did all the vertical lines first. I didn't bring the color, even though it's in these horizontal part of the sweater, I didn't bring it all the way down. I only stitched the vertical lines. Then when that was done, I went in and horizontally, 1 stitch at a time, stitched this part of the sweater. But instead of going up and down, I went horizontal. So I went all the way across, etc. Just to give me that great variegation and texture of his sweater. And I think it worked really, really well. Then I stitched the white. I think I finished everything on this side. That was my goal, was to get everything on this side complete. So we've got our little greenery, which this is actually 2 colors. It's a very light gray for the leaves, and then the white for the berries. And then I finished his face. And I outlined the ear. I don't have the ear filled in yet. And I started to outline this antler. I finished a couple of the houses. Some of them still need snow. And I did do the little box up here that says 1823. I had a wonderful viewer send me her finish of this stitch. And she actually converted it to the year she stitched it and put it in here, which I thought was a fun idea. I really couldn't decide what I wanted to do with it, but I did look up 1823, and that is the year that the song was written. I think I screenshotted it somewhere. I might just pop it in here. But I thought that was really cool. I think I may leave it 1823 instead of trying to figure out the date. But if you are stitching this and you want to put the date in that you stitched it, the suggestion that the viewer gave me was she did make this the little box a little bit bigger to accommodate the date. So I thought that was a really, really good tip, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Really, if I would sit down and work on it this week, and that is my goal. I would like to have this one finished and then go pick out a frame for him. And it's he's going to be little, but oh my gosh, he's so gorgeous. I just love him. I just need to fill in this, add my little snow antler buildings. And then there is the white kind of greenery over here and the little lantern hanging from his ear. This is not going to take that long. I did contemplate, because I'm not using the basalt, I think that's how you say it, splash Lugana that it was called for, which I love the little snow all over. I am contemplating maybe stitching snow throughout. I haven't decided. I might stitch a few and see if I think it looks okay or if it looks dumb. But I was considering that. You guys have to let me know what you think. I think it might look kind of cool. So we shall see. But I could not love this more. He is as beautiful as I thought he was going to be. That face to me is just stunning. And I think he's absolutely gorgeous. I am doing a partial color conversion. So he was completely stitched and charted in DMC. I did a conversion to some overdyes, as you can see. We've got some classic Colorworks and Color and Cotton here, but then I do have some of the DMC. I will have my exact conversion listed below, so for easy reference, and I will have the original in the parentheses so that you can see where I substituted. I forgot to say I am stitching on 36 count charcoal gray linen by Zweigart, 1 strand over 2. My final whip this week is Americana Blue by October House Fiber Arts. This is my blessing sampler this year, and I will be finishing this by the end of the month. I am happy to report that I have met my goal, which my goal was to have the top part completely stitched, and then the rest of the month I will stitch the remaining parts of this, which this house is pretty big and that's a lot of stitching. But, you know, I'm going to make it. I am thoroughly enjoying every bit of this stitch. It is delightful. So I think I can get it all on here. Yes. Well, yes. Next week, maybe not so much. here is where I'm at. Here is the whole top part of the Americana blue. I love all the little different borders in here, all of the little sewing icons. I will tell you one thing I made an executive decision on. So this border here, this motif kind of, like if you stitched the little straight line right here and came down, it would run into this. So I have looked and looked at this, and I might hold it up here so you can see it a little bit better. See that little set of, like, I think it's only 4 stitches. I'm sure it's intended to be the rest of that straight line coming down, right, like here, basically here. I did not like those little stitches hanging out there. To me, it just kind of was unnecessary, so I didn't stitch them. I did not miss them. I just don't like them, so I did not stitch that. Now, if you see other stitches missing, let me know, because that would be bad. Those are the only ones I intended not to stitch. So I have started working down, which you can see right here. I finished up, well, I finished like all the rest of the alphabet, the scissor. I stitched all of this. I think since you saw me last week, I stitched all of this. I stitched a lot. But I finished the sewing machine and this little doodad there. That's the technical term. I started this little border of berry branches, and then this is like a little quilt, this here. So I stitched that, and then I started the little round motif. Over here is going to be the house, the top of the house. And then I'll bring that on down. But I am super happy. This is all stitched with 1 strand of floss. It's Weeks Dye Works Blue Jeans. 1 strand over 2 on 36 count Winter Brew is what I'm stitching on. I already have my 25 because I'm stitching this in 2025. And then down here underneath the quilt, there's this really fun little scroll work with initial. Then you take the alphabet and you use to put your initials in. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I'm very happy with my progress on this and still going for a finish by the end of the month. So this is October, October House Fiber Arts Americana Blue as my blessing sampler for 2025. Enable Vision time. So I have some stitchy mail that I wanted to share with you guys. I am going to try a new to me craft. Kimberbell reached out to me and asked if I would like to try one of their punch needle kits. And I thought this might be a great introduction into punch needle because everything you need comes in this little kit. So I picked one of their new designs. This is the XOXO Hugs and Kisses set. It's a wonderful little heart, perfect Valentine's decor. It comes in this great kit. You can see all, little bag even. You can see all the goodies that come in it. I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to kind of unbox it together. So, let's see if we can get this all out of here. It comes with your fabric on the frame to pull it taut. All the tools and things that you need are all packaged in here. It comes with the yarn to make the design. There you go. Has some little letters that say XO. All of the things. Here's a water-soluble pen. Literally everything you need to be successful. Here is all of the detail for this. I am looking forward to giving this a try. I thought it would be really cute and a great addition to my Valentine's decor. So very, very fun. I am going to link to their kits down in the description below in case you're interested. They have several wonderful Valentine's kits this year, and they also have several other wonderful kits that I think are really fun. I love the snowman one. He's probably my favorite. But they also have some other really, really cute ones to check out. So definitely check out these if you're interested in a punch needle, but you've been a little bit leery or not sure what all to get. These are a complete kit, and it's a great, I think, introduction into punch needle, as well as really cute and fun designs. Next, Cherry of Cherry Blossoms reached out to me and asked if there were any charts. She's a pretty new designer, but she asked if there were any charts of hers that I would be interested in. And funny enough, this is the perfect episode to talk about this because this is snow stitching, of course. She has the most cute snowman charts, in my opinion. She has a lot of great charts, but I didn't want to be selfish, and so I asked for these snowman charts because I thought they would be perfect to add to my snowman decor. So she sent over, she let me pick, she sent Cherish. Some people are worth melting for. I love, love, love this. I think it's absolutely adorable. This one measures 124 by 38, so this would be a very nice small stitch. And it tells you, it has a breakdown on the back, what size it would be stitched on different counts of fabric, which I love. I would likely stitch it on 36 or 40, just me, knowing myself. It is charted in weeks dye works, but there is a DMC conversion on the back. I love this one. So cute. Then I also asked for this because you know I'm stitching Christmas all year. I loved these when I saw them. This is her Vintage Ornaments Set 1. And I don't know about you guys, but that Set 1 to me indicates there might be a Set 2 in the future, which I am here for. Look at these. I mean, the snowman, obviously, the deer, so cute, and I love the church. So, so cute. And she also has laser cut wood ornament backer boards that coordinate with these. So good. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. So she sent me this one as well. Thank you, Cherry. And then my favorite. This is the one I wanted, and this is the one I think I will probably start first. Snow Day. And all of my paper crafters are going to instantly know why this is my favorite one. I have a thing for snow globes. I love paper snow globes. I make all kinds of paper snow globes, but this one, just look at Snow Magical. I just showed you guys a little bit ago. How awesome is this snow globe? How beautiful is it on this fabric? This is stitched on hand-dyed Mint Belfast by Fiber on a Whim. So pretty. So there's all the different sizes for this one. I love it. And this is going to be the first one I stitch. Absolutely love it so, so much. And again, charted in weeks dye works with a complete DMC conversion on the back. And I love this. Did I say I love this? I forgot to tell you guys, this is 100 by 105. The ornaments are, the deer is 40 by 41, the snowman is 38 by 41, and the church is 39 by 42. So, she so generously sent those 3 charts plus an ornament. Well, she sent several ornaments, but I am going to keep 3 of them to make mine. She sent these, plus she sent another one that I just think is amazing. Heart Song Minis, perfect for your craft room. Look how cute these are. And I want to tell you, these are all, let's see. Each one 39 by 39 square, pardon me. And there's a breakdown of how big they would be here on the back, as well as the colors. So I wanted to show that to you. And all of these, I'm going to do several giveaways today of these, and I just want to thank Cherry for sending these because I love them, and I hope you will give her a follow. I will link her Instagram down below, as well as link her shop, and I know that these charts are showing up in lots of our favorite shops as well, and I believe she'll be at Nashville Needlework Market, so that is so exciting, and I can't wait to see what she has coming out. So my Color and Cotton Fabric Club fabrics came, and this month's neutral is this beautiful neutral called Fawn Pale. This is the perfect color. I love that color. So that is Fawn Pale, and I get mine in 36. And then I also am part of the Color Fabric Club, which I also love, and this month is Space Cadet, which is a beautiful, beautiful blue. I really love this as well. Then I did restock some of my favorite R&R fabrics from Farm Girl Dry Goods, had these in stock, and I picked up Vintage Homespun by R&R in 36 count. Just beautiful basic neutrals. I mean, if you guys saw my whip parade, it's right here if you want to check it out and you haven't seen it already. You might have noticed I stitch a lot on Winter Brew. A lot. That's because it was easy for me to get a lot, and so if things were charted on Brenda's Brew or Patriot's Brew, I would just be like, well, Winter Brew is going to have to be good enough because that's what I have. So I actually kind of stocked up when I saw that Vintage Homespun was in stock. Speaking of Patriot's Brew, I got the 36 count Patriot's Brew, and all of these are in linen. And then I also got the 40. So 36 and 40, same color, just different count of fabric, because these are 36 and 40 are my two preferred counts of fabric. And I'm going to put all of these in my bags, label them, and put them into my fabric stash so that they're easy to find when I am looking for a certain fabric. Then I need to get the bag charm and buttons for this, but I did pick up the Shepherd's Bush Jingle. Well, I say I need to. I'm kind of considering stitching this into a little pillow instead of onto the mesh bag. We will see. It's just a teeny tiny little stitch. I even think it would be darling. Let me look at this real quick. I think it would be darling as like an ornament too. I love how the L is a candy cane. And then from Primrose Cottage, I picked up a couple of the Valentine's charts. I picked up the Valentine's Day alphabet. I just love these this year. I thought they knocked it out of the park with their Valentines. And I picked up Home Sweet Home. And I picked up their needle minder to put in my needle minder collection. I don't use needle minders, but I do collect them. And they make wonderful wall display. I'm going to pop in, actually right here, I'll pop in a photo of what mine looks like. That's a little bit older. Look at my display. I have added to it since then, and I actually need additional hoops. But I love adding to my needle minder display here in my craft room. Then part of Liz Matthews' Patreon, her Patreon freebie is free for a month for certain tiers. And this is the one that just went live on the 15th. And it's a beautiful heart. Now, I can tell you, I already know how I'm going to stitch mine, and it won't be in any of these colorways. You guys can guess down below. But I am all about the heart shapes for Valentine's this year, so I want to start this for Valentine's stitching. The stitch count is 182 by 141, and it does say on the back what it would be on different sizes. I will likely stitch mine on 40 so that it's tiny. Anyway, so absolutely love Liz's Patreon, and it is free for a month before that goes away, and we'll likely see that for general release at some point in the future. The final thing I want to talk about is I showed you a quilt, and I talked about how it was a stitch or a quilt along rather a couple of years ago from Fig Tree Quilts, and they are doing one this year, and it's Valentine's themed. Of course I'm going to do it. So it is the Valentine's Mystery Quilt Along. I have my week 1 printed out. I will have a link to the blog post that tells you all about it if you want to join in down below. I don't have my blocks made for week 1. The quilt along goes live for, I believe, for 4 weeks. And the posts go live. The information goes live on Wednesdays. So I'm hoping by Wednesday to have my first week assignment done. But it is to make 13 hearts. I have all my fabric starched. I tried starching for the first time. I might love it a lot. I'm going to cut all my fabric tonight and hopefully start sewing my blocks. If not tonight, then tomorrow. And I will have those to show you guys next week. So I figured I finished up something old. I'm going to let myself start something new. And I hope to have this one done. But I bought some bundles from Fig Tree Quilts. I love the bundles she puts together. It's a lot of her fabric, but it's also other Moda designers as well. So I am going to start that, and I will take you guys along for that progress. That is it for all of my Enable Vision this week. Let's talk about giveaway winners and this week's giveaways. Giveaway winners from Flosstube 99, which was my whip parade. I had 3 giveaways for that. Let's just do a reminder of what was what. So this was a Christmas bundle of charts plus this bag. Yes. Danelle Mueller. Danelle, if this is your comment shown here on the screen, please email me at the email address that I have here or down in my description below with what you won and your physical mailing address, and I will get that out in the mail for you. Also gave away the Mad for Plaid bundle. Again, bag, chart, fabric, and floss. This goes to Paula Beeman. Paula, if that is your comment, please again email me with what you won and your physical mailing address so that I can get your prize mailed out to you. And finally, we had a Valentine bundle, which was the Valentine chart, some flower thread, floss, and the bag. This goes to Renee Myers. Renee, if that is your comment, again, please email me at the email address shown down below and tell me what you won and give me your physical mailing address so that I can get your prize out to you. Just an FYI, I had 4 unclaimed Vlogmas prizes, and that deadline did come and go. I gave you till the 15th of January, so those 4 prizes have been put back into rotation, and you'll start seeing those next week. Some really good stuff, too, that was not claimed. So, yay for a second chance. This week's giveaways, I have 4 giveaways to share with you, all by Cherry Blossom. Thank you, Cherry, for sending along these charts to share with my viewers. Please be a U.S. resident. Please be over 18. Please make sure you like the video. Subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And make sure that when you are a subscriber, you are a public subscriber, not a private subscriber, because I am going to be checking. And I think that's it. Leave a comment, and you need to use the keyword that I will have here on the screen in your comment, plus I will list when this giveaway closes, when you have to leave your comment for a chance to win. So number 1 is this wonderful Heart Song Minis chart. Use the word heart somewhere in your comment for a chance to win. The next one is the wonderful snow day chart. Use the words snow globe somewhere in your comment for a chance to win snow day. Use the word melting for a chance to win cherish. And use the word ornament for a chance to win the vintage ornament set 1 and one of the ornament backers for this. I will have a link in the description if you want to purchase additional ornament backers if you are the winner, or if you just want to go purchase this yourself, that would be amazing. Use the word ornament somewhere in your comment. Please leave your comments by January 27th, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Central Time for a chance to win. That is it, my friends. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Flosstube 101. Yes, we are in the triple digits all the way now. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful crafty week. Let me know down in the comments, what are you stitching on? What are you excited about? Have you started the Nashville Needlework Market Watch? Tell me all of the things. I love hearing from you guys. And until next week, have a fantastic, stitchy, crafty week, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. The Barbara Anner. Let's show the Barbara Anner. Oh my goodness.